Hi. Oh, my abs, you guys. I just recorded the whole workout, the whole set that you're about to watch, and it's pretty killer. I can already tell that my hip flexors and my core and my shoulders are gonna be sore tomorrow. Oh my God, I've literally been trying to get a home pole, a new pole, for literally a month. The order still hasn't gone through, and I want to scream. But anyways, the bright side is that I've been going to the gym a lot more because I have nothing else to do and I'm going crazy. And I do have a stage pole, but I hate dancing on stage poles. I only do it if I have to. So it hasn't been the most inviting thing. So I haven't been doing a lot of pole, but I have been at the gym, making sure that I keep my strength up. This is gonna be a video taking you through a core focused circuit that is gonna hugely improve your pole dancing. You're gonna wanna do this set because it's gonna help you with your inverts, your trap mounts, your choppers, your leg lines, like all the things that you need. It's deep core, hip flexor focus. We're gonna get a little bit of arms and shoulders in there. So this is really like gonna help your pole dancing so much. It's really hard too, so have some affirmations, have some mantras to motivate and hype yourself up, ready to go. This is why I wore this shirt today, okay? I'm a star, and that's what I gotta tell myself when I'm going in to do some of these reps, okay? I'm a star, you're a star. We work hard, we show up, we don't quit, we're consistent, we get uncomfortable. Like, let that fire fuel you. Real quick, before you go do this, I know you wanna learn all the cool moves. You wanna get strong and sexy and fit in the gym. But you have to know how to activate your transverse abs and have amazing alignment and activation before you do these exercises, because these are challenging. We are not just doing your average, crunches on the floor. We're gonna be using weights. We're gonna be doing some really challenging moves that are great and are literally gonna pay off in huge ways. But it's really important that we have quality movement before we just go blindly into doing exercises. So if you have taken some of my core workouts before, you'll be good to go. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about when I'm cueing different things about your back alignment, core engagement. You are good to go. If you've never watched my core anatomy and alignment training, I have a great video. I'm gonna link it below. It's like 10 minutes, super short, but it's gonna go super deep into showing you all the ways that you are probably doing your core work wrong and how to fix it so that you can really target and awaken your deepest layer of the core, your most important layer of the core, which is your transverse abs, okay? As a wee high schooler, I thought that when I was doing my crunches, my, ab workouts, and I had a six-pack and I was like, oh, I'm so strong. I'm living that hot girl strong, like fit dancer life. And then I got a low back injury, and turns out I was never actually reaching those deepest layers of my core. I was only getting the superficial six-pack ab layers. If you don't know what I'm talking about, if you're like, what? I thought if you just do abs and if you feel a burn, that means you're working them. That's not necessarily true. So before you do this workout, if you are not familiar with my key alignment and anatomy cues to help you activate your core, you're gonna wanna watch that video. You're just gonna get so strong if you go do that. You're gonna feel your core burn in a whole new way and wake up muscles that are probably asleep. So once you've done that, or if you've done, any of my core workout videos before, you are good to go to do this circuit. Grab your water and I will meet you down in the gym. We're gonna start with a set on the floor. So grab a mat or get your own, because you do not wanna be lying down raw on a gym floor, okay? This place is nasty. Also, if they have like wipes or something, don't forget to clean your equipment. I gave this a good wipe down like your weights because it's nasty. I grabbed a 25-pound kettlebell here. We're not gonna be lifting this. This is gonna be like our anchor in one exercise. So you want something that's nice and heavy. And then I've got a couple of 5-pound dumbbells that we're gonna be using just to increase the work that we're doing in some common core exercises. So you really don't need much. If you're really focusing on truly engaging your transverse abs, your deep core, and you're really focusing on quality, you don't need to worry about quantity and having like a super heavy weight, okay? So 5 pounds is enough to like really spice things up, okay? So what we're about to do here is gonna help you with your inverts, your trap mounts, your choppers, all the things that are really important when we're pole dancing to have that like deep core stability, as well as really strong hip flexor. So it's not just gonna be core, it's also gonna be working like our psoas and our other hip flexors, like our quads and stuff. So first thing we're gonna start with is one of my favorite go-to moves that I always teach if I'm trying to help someone get their shoulder mount and their trap mount, okay? So this is where the heavy ass kettlebell comes in. You're gonna wanna put it right there at the back of your mat. And you're gonna lay down and you wanna be far enough away that, where is it? Too far. That you can hold on to the like horns of the kettlebell here, okay? This is what's gonna anchor you down. You can think about this as like holding onto the pole too. So we're gonna do a jackknife and I'm gonna give you a couple options depending on where you're at strength-wise. So the first option is gonna be to have your legs bent and curling your hips up towards your head. And so we want to think about drawing the core in, drawing the belly button into our spine, using that exhale to draw the knees like to your shoulders and then rolling back down with control. So the hardest part should be the rolling back down. You're trying to have each one of your vertebrae roll down one at a time. And at the same time, you're pulling your belly button in, really feeling that engagement so that you are not just popping up and then flopping down. This is about building that control and stability. So you come up and then rolling it back down. So this is gonna help you be able to like get your hips up in a shoulder mount. If you want to be able to do stuff like brass monkey or like, you know, stay up there, do some leg waves, you need to have that strength to stay up there. That's why we're rolling down so slowly, right? Because you also want to be able to protect your low back. If you're going to go into a trap mount, you don't just want to like flop down. That is going to hurt your back. And just, it's not gonna look cute, okay? Start there, and then if you wanna add on to make it a little bit harder, you can add in a leg lower. So tap, and now look at my low back. I'm not letting it come off the ground. I am keeping it anchored. I'm also not letting my belly like puff out. If you feel like your abs push out to engage, you need to work on instead drawing them in to engage and having that downwards pull. Tap the toes, lift, and up. As you get stronger, you can work towards, instead of just curling in, you can add a little bit of a pop up with your hips. So coming forward and then coming up, getting a little bit of that pop. Right? That's what's gonna help us if we're doing an invert to get up and then get a brass monkey. So being able to like get your hips over your head and get some height is what you wanna work towards next. Now, I would also encourage you to add in a straight leg. This is kind of the hardest version, is coming up, hitting this like jackknife position where I'm squeezing my booty, drawing my core in, and then lowering it down with control. It's so hard to talk during that, but that slow lower coming up, lower with control. Yeah, lower with control. You guys see how my lower down is way slower than the pop up? That is gonna help you so much. Do not cheat your way through that. Otherwise, like, why are you even doing this? So then if you really wanna spice up the whole thing, you can come up, roll down, leg lowers, and up. Lower the hips, lower the legs. Now it's really important here to not cheat using momentum anywhere. So don't just like, and momentum, and momentum. Like that's not gonna help you in the long run. So take it slow. Make sure as you lower down, see if you can even hold there for a moment and like really draw the core down. Don't let that belly puff up, come up, pause, no momentum. Then power up. You know, so have a little bit of like pausing and not just like swinging your way through it. That's what's gonna make sure that you are not bypassing any of your weak points. You're not building imbalances in your core strength, okay? And with those leg lowers, again, if you wanna have your legs be straight, make sure that you're only going down so far as you can also keep your low back on the floor. Especially with the legs straight, it's really easy to like let that happen through your back, and that is just such a bad habit to have. Do not let that happen. Focus on drawing it down, down, down. Even if you can only go down halfway and you're like, oh my God, I'm like fighting to press my low back to the floor, and I'm fighting to pull my belly button down and not let it push out. Like, good, go right to that edge. And then think about, I like to use my exhale on that part where I need the most power, where I need that like fire to draw everything in. So using your exhale right at the bottom of that leg lower to draw your belly button in, contract the core, and that's what draws your legs up. You could also even play around with adding in that straddle moment that you would do like in an invert. So coming up, bam, together, roll down. Bam, together, roll down. It's gonna get your hips and booty a little bit more involved as well. But I truly think that just going straight up and down the center is like so killer. But you can play around with it, you know, having that jackneck position as something to play with is really like helpful of strength to have for doing things like breast monkey, doing some leg circles, you know, having this kind of strength is gonna give you more power when you're doing things like trap mounts. Next, grab your free weights and we're gonna go back down, lying down, and we're gonna do some leg lowers. If you've done any of my core workouts before, you have probably done leg lowers at some point. So very simple move. Leg lowers are incredible for getting your inverts stronger, your choppers, your leg blinds, your fan kicks. Like every dancer should be doing just, you know, leg lowers. But if you want to spice things up a little bit at the gym, you can grab your free weights and you can do this alternating leg lower, arm lower walk. I think they're called like dead bug crawls or something. The reason that I'm adding in weights and adding in the arms is, one, it's going to get my whole core working. So when we're just doing leg lowers, we're kind of just working like the lower abs, the lower transverse. When we add in the arms, we're also gonna be working our upper abs as well. So it's like very full body. It's a great shoulder exercise as well, to also make sure that you have strength in that shoulder range. You just wanna be really mindful here that you don't hyperextend your elbows, you don't like let your wrists flop back, okay? So like I'm really active through that arm. I would just start with alternating. So down, up, and switch down, and up. Such a good arm workout too. Down, and up, keeping that low back glued to the floor, pulling belly button in, and up. And to train good habits while you're doing this, really keep your legs straight, like point your toes, you know, ingrain those habits that you want for when you're actually dancing. Don't just like have your leg and feet be floppy. Then you can hold the weight static and work those leg lowers. So a little bit of a press through the arms, and it's gonna be more challenging because usually we do these with our arms on the floor and we kind of use the floor by pressing our hands into it. But when we're doing this, it's a little bit more challenging. If you feel really strong through both your arms and both your legs, you can even do both. Ooh, that is really challenging though. I have hypermobile shoulders, so I usually don't go all the way with my arms, but this is a great way to work that whole core, top to bottom. Okay, so I'm kind of squeezing my legs together, and I'm also pressing the weights together. So a little bit of that like inward push as well. Okay, now we're gonna do a little work on our side plank. So you're gonna come down onto your forearm, like setting up for a forearm plank. Got my elbow right underneath my shoulder. I wanna keep it there. I don't wanna be like flopping around. Keep everything nice and stacked. Then I've got my bottom leg bent here. Top leg is gonna be straight. And now I'm just about resting my calf of my top leg kind of in the arch of my bottom foot here. So you don't want this bottom leg like too far up here. Okay, now I'm gonna place this hand with the weight on my top hip, and then we're gonna press up. And I'm working this bottom side glute min, glute med. I'm working my shoulders, and I'm working my core as well to press up and down. Okay, now lower the legs, but lift the hips. Come into that forearm plank, and then take a twist, reaching down and up. Curling in, opening up. Curling in, reaching up, keep your core tight. Oh. So good. Oh my God, I'm so sorry for doing that yesterday, but it's such a good exercise. It's gonna work your obliques, your transverse abs, your shoulders, your arms, your booty. Do that as a whole set. Do the hip lift, keep the hips high, straighten into that forearm plank, and just go right into those curls. Oh my God, so good. I'm already feeling the soreness. I typically don't teach Russian twists unless I'm working with someone one-on-one and I can like really watch their form. But if you do them correctly and you know how to have good form, they can be beneficial. What I hate though is when I see people doing Russian twists and they're just like all about the speed, and it's just like, go, like fling yourself, just like this thrashing where I'm like, you're not even using your core, you're just gonna tweak your spine, you're not training good form. But there are a lot of moves in pole where having the power to like twist and having that strength in your obliques and that rotation is really important. So it's a good thing to train, but we are again about quality, not quantity. So I do not want you thrashing side to side in your Russian twists, okay? So you can grab a weight, just 5 pounds. You really don't need too much. And come into your boat pose here. Even this, just by itself, is a hard exercise to like hold the weight and hold your legs up. Starting with some stability here, like, oh my gosh, so hard. Now what you can add in is a slow twist. Tap that weight. Come back to the center. Twist. Tap. And come come up, okay? That's literally how slow I want you to take these, of like that mindful twist, back to the center, stabilize. Mindful twist, back to the center. You might even want to start with just doing what I'm doing here, keeping your feet on the floor, because it is hard. So you're trying to keep your spine nice and tall. You're trying not to slouch through. That's what I hate seeing, is when people are just like, oh, I'm dying, and it's just floppy. Like, oh, that's only gonna hurt you in the long run. So you start here. You're working on keeping your arms straight, chest lifted, feeling that twist, that pulling in through your belly button, that contraction. Back to the center, chest high, arms straight. Twist. Back to the center. Like, woo, that is killer. And I'm just having my legs lightly on the floor. I'm not like, kind of leaning on them too much for that support. Just enough for a little extra stability. Okay, so maybe start there and just see, can you do, like 16 twists or something, so you're getting 8 on each side. If that starts to feel like you want a little bit more challenge, lift your legs off the floor and work this twist with extra balance. Then once you're really ready, you can straighten the legs here and then work that twist. And that's where you're really gonna start to feel the hip flexors working a lot. Your core, obliques, hip flexors, everything's gonna be working. And if you're really spicy, this is what I made my students do in class yesterday. Coming down, finding your canoe pose, V up. Pushing that weight up. Twist, twist. Lower down. Pull that core in. Power up. And twist. And twist. Oh my God. Down. Up. Twist. And twist. Oh, you're gonna be shaking. I can't wait to do this again after just doing this yesterday. A butterfly stretch feels really good after doing all that. Saving the best for last. If you watched my arm and upper body gym routine for pole dancers, this is gonna be kind of familiar. So this is gonna really help with your grip strength, your arm and back strength, and your core and hip flexor strength, which that's what you need. That's what you need to have those effortless inverts. It sucks, but you gotta do it, okay? So if you have something like this where you can hang from something in your gym, even if you just have a pull-up bar in your apartment, you can do the same sort of thing. So first of all, when we're hanging from something, we wanna make sure our shoulders aren't like this, but that they're pulling it down. We're feeling that activation from our lats, from our back, to have that strength to not just be dangling here. If you tend to do your inverts with your shoulders up by your ears, this is a move that you need to work on, that pulling down. Okay, so even just hanging here and activating from your back is gonna work your arms, your grip strength, all that, but here's where the core comes in. So you can start at the lowest level, which would be drawing one leg, one knee up, and just marching the legs and thinking about, again, contracting in versus pushing out. See if you can draw that knee up to your titties, knee to titties, and just march those legs while trying to pull down through the shoulders, okay? And again, this isn't just about pedaling the legs. I want you to try and keep the rest of your body nice and still and march, dangle, march. You can even add a twist here and get that cross body activation. Really good for, that twisting motion we need for choppers. Next, to level it up, try bringing both knees up. Yeah? Then you can twist the knees. Twist. Draw the shoulders down. Twist. Yeah. Smiling but dying. Start there, okay? Before you progress on, make sure that you can do the knee lifts, drawing your core in, drawing the shoulders down, okay? Next, straight legs, but with a developed hip. Bring it through the bent leg position. Less of a march and more of like a gallop, but bringing it through that bent knee shape to straight. Stretch down, okay? And have that like bam. Working that leg line, okay? This is how you gotta progress slowly. It's not gonna serve you to try and huck your legs up there with straight legs and just using like momentum. I really want you to work on building that control. That's how you get that grace and fluidity. It's like, oh, working this, bam. Get that twist. Knee up, then straighten, yeah? Try and see how high you can get those legs. This is really gonna work your hip flexors too. So if you feel like your quads are really gripping, it's okay. It just means your muscles are working. So don't fight it. Embrace it if it's like, oh, I'm shaking. Okay, that's really good. Like that means you're strengthening your legs. And as you get stronger, see how high you can get those legs. All right, I bet you guys can guess where we're going next. Both legs now, same thing, knee first, then straighten. So the trick with bringing the knee up is like you wanna try and keep the knee there and straighten from there. It's really easy to like knees and then drop the leg as you straighten. So this is what we're working up to. It's like drawing it up as high as you can. Oh, try to keep that height, okay? So something, you know what, we're just gonna do it. I'm trying to talk and stall. We're just gonna do it. So knees up, straighten. See if you can lower with control. Knees up, straighten. Oh my God, lower with control, yeah? Reset as many times as you need. If you're like, I wanna get to 6, I did like 2.5. I'm gonna take a moment, go back in, up, straighten, lower as slowly as you can. Death. Oh, okay. You do through the center. You can also start to work that straddle shape of hitting more of that open leg. Right now we've been very like through the center, but you can also like work that leg line there, since that's a shape we use a lot in pull. Next, the final boss is lifting, deadlifting your legs straight. Oh my gosh, I'm preparing. This is where that active flexibility really comes in. So if you need to do a little like stretch forward, because you're gonna need that flexibility to bring those legs up to your head. It's like strength, mobility. It's the final boss. Dangling and up. Yay! Coming right up the center. You can do the same thing, deadlifting your legs in more of a straddle shape as well. Really wondering what all the people on the street outside of this burger building are thinking. I'm gonna end up on one of those like influencer in the wild like videos. Last thing you can try is doing like the fan kick, chopper motion with your legs as well. Oh my gosh. We're gonna see all of this directly translate to improving in the studio. So yes, it's really hard, but we work really hard outside of our dance classes so that when we go back into class, we're gonna be like, damn, anything that you can do while you're in it to have that like mantra of like doing it for my future self, doing it for my dance dreams, doing it so that I can feel powerful and confident and strong and fluid, right? Like you are putting in the work and it's gonna pay off. Even when your muscles are like shaking and you wanna give up, go right to that edge where you're like, I'm gonna die. And then do one more. I try to get abs in anytime I go to the gym, but I don't always try to do like arms every time I go to the gym. So like, even if I'm like, I'm gonna do an arm day, I'm still gonna do abs. If I'm doing a leg day, I'm also gonna do abs. Just add it in anytime you're at the gym. If you guys want more core goodness, I got a whole playlist. I have many videos on my channel. I will link that below. Core work, you can't have enough. It's so good for helping you unlock the moves that you wanna do, and it's so important. Please like this video, y'all. Share it to your other pole dancer friends. Grab your pole dancer friend, bring her to the gym with you, do this set together, cheer each other on. Subscribe to the channel too. I'm trying to put out content all the time for you guys to help you with your flexibility, strength, wellness, your recovery days, injury prevention, all that good stuff. Let me know too if you end up doing this in the gym. Tag me in a video, let me celebrate you, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah.